Hey everyone, this is Ruby with Crafting with the Queen. Today we are going to be sublimating on a cutting board, a glass cutting board. This is the cutting board that I'm going to be sublimating on. I do apologize for the glare on this, but this is the cutting board. Before we get started, I do ask that you go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not a member. If you like the contents of this video, please go ahead and subscribe. I do have a group on Facebook as well as TikTok and also Instagram. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So today I have the cutting board that I'm going to be using, which is a round cutting board that I purchased off of Amazon. And this particular one, I will have a link below. It is called Vesa, I believe. It's a 4-pack, and this is for sublimation. The size I am going to use is 11 by 8 by 11 by 8 um, circle I'm using today. For this, I am going to show you how I did this in Silhouette. We're going to be using Silhouette today, but this is the picture that I created in ChatGPT. And we're going to be subbing that onto this cutting board. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to show you the screen that I am going to be using today. Okay, so we are in Silhouette at this point. I am using Silhouette, but you can also use the Cricut Design Space, or you can. I am in Silhouette. That's what I'm using. I'm just designing in Silhouette. I'm not going to be cutting out anything. I'm just printing it out in Silhouette. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go up to File. Let's see if it can bring it up here. Just trying to get there. For some reason it's not doing it. One moment. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into Silhouette. To make this big, I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Merge. Okay, the first thing I'm going to bring in is actually the background that I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the background, which I have it on my desktop. And this is the one I'm going to use. There are several, but I want to use this background here. I'm going to go ahead and click that OK. I am going to resize this. Let me bring this down. I'm just taking the end of it and resizing it. And that should be good enough. I can bring it down a little bit more and bring it over this way. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to File and Merge. And I'm going to go to, I believe I have it on another driver. So let me go to my driver here, loading that up. I believe I have it in ChatGPT. And this is some things that I created. That's not the one I want. Let me go back. Nope. That's not the one. I'm getting there. This is the one I want here. So I'm going to go ahead and get her and click OK. Okay. So I am going to just enlarge her a little bit here. And I have one already cut out, but we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to create a circle to go around her. I'm going to bring it out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a circle to go around her and cut this out. So I'm going to go to the side here to my left, and I'm going to go down to the star. There's a circle right there. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to bring it out. And I want to put this over her. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit more because I do want to cover her a little bit. Let me minimize this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Move this out the way. And I'm just going to bring it out a little bit. Click on that circle again. And I'm just going to take this out just a little bit here. And we're going to resize this, but I want to try to get as much as possible of the design into this space. Okay, I am going to bring the picture down just a little bit because I want to get that bowl in. And then I'm just going to click on the circle again and bring it in a little bit. Let's see. Bring the picture down and over. I think that should be good enough. I think it should be good enough here. Just to show a little bit of what she's doing. Yeah, I think that should be good. So what I'm going to do at this point, I am going to click on the picture itself, and I'm going to bring that to the front. Bring the picture to the front. And I'm going to just highlight it by right clicking and highlighting everything in the picture. And I'm going to go up to object, or you can right click. I'm going to modify, and I'm going to crop, and it cropped it out for me. So again, that you go to object, modify, and then crop should be highlighted on this. Okay, so it did what I asked it to do. So next, what I'm going to do is I am going to make this the size of 11.8 by 11.8. And how I do this, I go up to where it says wide, put in 11.8 by 11.8. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I am going to put a um, offset around this one. I'm going to put an offset around this here. So that's my offset. So what I'm going to do is click on offset, and I clicked on round, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I think that should be good enough. And I'm going to click on apply. Okay, so the offset has been chosen. What I am going to do is go up here, and I'm going to change the color of this offset to a light color, a light brown color. And then I'm going to up the points on this to make it thicker. Um, it should be making it thicker. I think I need to, yeah, it did make it thicker, but I think I'm going to change it just a little bit darker. You can see it a little bit there, but there is the points right there. So it made it dark around that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to group both of these, the offset as well as the picture together. I'm going to right click and I'm going to group. Now I'm going to put this on top of my background. I'm going to leave it as is and I'm just going to group everything. We are going to group it. Okay. And let's see here. My picture. Let me make sure that when I group it, I want to make sure this picture here is the right size I need it. So I need it to be an 11.8 by 11.8. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and lock that. And I'm going to bring this over. I think I want to put another offset on this. I'm going to put another offset on this because I do want that color to show. Let me go ahead and do this here. I'm going to put another offset on this one. Offset. And okay, that looks good. And I have it at 0.210. And this offset, I am going to go towards the darker brown. And we're going to go ahead and group it. Okay, this one has been grouped. And the size on this is 12.220 by 12.219. I'm going to leave it as is. And as you can see, my silhouette is moving slowly. It has shut down on me several times. I don't know if it's because I updated it. Okay. So at this point, what I would do is go ahead and center everything in this. And I would go ahead and group everything. Okay. And what I'm going to do is go back up to my right hand side, open my page setup panel. I will customize this to a 13 by 19. I'll also need to go to my file and print page setup and do this as a 13 by 19 as well. Right now it's set as A4, which is an 8 by 2, 8.26 by 11.6. 0.69. We need to do this as a 13 by 19. And that's going to be the Super B A3. And we're going to leave it as portrait and say okay. So since my picture or my paper is going to be 13 by 19, I need to make sure this fits on a 13 by 19. Right now it's saying 15 by 799 by 15 by 799. This picture is too large for a 13 by 19 uh, in the width. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see if I can turn this. Let me make this picture. See what I have this for. Give me just a second. I'm going to see what I have this for. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and see. I created a circle. Let me make that clear. I created another circle just to make sure this is the right size that I have going. So my circle, if you look up here, this circle is 11, excuse me, 11.8 by 11.8. That is what I actually needed. That's how I made the picture. The size 11.8.11 by 11.8. Okay. I wanted to do a outline on this in which I created a off, offset on this so I would know how much I have over. I wanted to make sure I had enough space to do so I won't see any white part if that makes sense. So if I put the circle here, I know it's going to heat press on this, but then I kept a little brown around it. That's why I put the offset on so I can actually cut around this so I can have a little overage on it. Okay, so the next thing we'll do, we are actually going to go ahead and print this out. Okay, so what I did was resize this picture to 12.611 by 12.611 so I can set it on the 13 by 19 paper. And I've already printed this out, so I'm not going to be printing it out, but just in case you want to print yours out using Silhouette, you can. Just make sure when you're printing it out, you go to File, print page setup, and make sure your paper is set at the size of paper you're going to be printing your design out. You're going to click OK. Then you're going to go up to the print section here, and we're going to make sure that it is the 13 by 19. And it is. It is not going any other way. It's straight up and down. This is how I wanted it to look. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this because I've already printed mine out. Um, the paper setting, um, I'm using my Epson 7710 printer and I want to show you my settings. So I'm going to go back to print. I'm going to go ahead and print. So I'm going to go to my 7710 and I already have my default already set up, my printer size set up. Um, I'm going to go to the 13 by 19, but I'm going to show you now. Yours may look a little bit different than mine. This is how mine's come up. I'm going to go to the media and quality, and I actually already have it on photo matte paper. I use photo matte paper. Some people use high quality plain paper. Uh, some people just use plain paper, but I have mine on photo matte paper. And I also go down to the quality and choose the best. And then down at layout, if you notice, I never uh, flip my picture around horizontally. I go into this. I don't do it on Silhouette. I go into my printer setup, and I go down and click on flip horizontally. So when I do press it down um, on my cutting board, it is really facing backwards, so you can see it coming through. So that's how you do that. I'm not going to print this out. Like I said, I've already printed this out, so I'm not going to even print it out. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. And the next thing you'll see is me on the heat press. Now my heat press, I actually have my heat press set at 365 for 180 seconds equals 3 minutes. So I'm going to switch over to the heat press now. And this is the picture we're going to be using. This is the picture we're going to be using. I'm not going to even cut it. Looks like I got a scratch on the back of this. I don't know what happened, but I end up with a scratch. I don't know if you can see right here. And it came through. But we're going to use this anyway. You have to be very, very careful with this. This is the sublimation part here. And this is what is going to come through. So I'm going to set this down and I'm going to face it down this way. And I'm just going to tape it down. Okay, so I have to get some heat gloves. And you need some tape. We're going to go ahead and take this down. We're going to get some butcher paper and put down so it doesn't bleed through this. I am going to have this face down. And I'm going to get some butcher paper and put on top. So I don't want it to bleed on my plate at the top. I am not cutting this at all. And again, this is going to go for 180 seconds, which is 3 minutes. Okay, we get another piece of butcher paper. I'm just being safe, and hopefully I don't need to adjust, and I don't. Pressure is good. So it's going to go on. As you can see, it's counting down. When it gets 5 minutes or 5 seconds in, I'll be right back. Okay, we're almost done. Just gonna pull it out. Take the paper off of it. And I'm going to cut this off since we're done. I'm going to move this. and not as vibrant, but we're gonna see. This is supposed to be the back of it, and we're going to turn this over. So the spots I was speaking about, beautiful, they are in the picture. Those are the little diamonds that were in the background of the picture that I had. So it did print out the way it should have. Take off. You can see. If it's really hot, make sure you wear your gloves, your heat resistant gloves. Okay. This is really hot, but I wanted you to see there are some spots that I can see that did not do, but overall, it did what it needed to do. And I apologize for the phone ringing. Okay, so overall, I think it really did good. My picture was a dark picture, and this does come with feet to go on the back of them, so it won't scratch the back of it. But I just wanted to let you see that this turned out really nice. Now, up here, I don't know if you can see right up here, the light is hitting it. There's a little spot right here, and there was one. Here's another little spot that I did not get. I didn't take it down hard enough, and one right here. But overall, I think I did good. I'm sorry about the glare. Let me kind of set it down so you can see. But I think she turned out really good. This is a design that I created in ChatGPT, and it did good. So I'm going to come back into the video. Now, I thank everyone for coming in. Thank all my members who actually came in. Thank you so much for showing up. And then also for my newcomers, if you have not liked this video, please go right ahead and like the video if you like the content of this video, what I showed you today. If you're not a member, please go ahead and become a member with us. We would love to have you here. Now, you can reach me on other platforms. I am on Instagram as Crafting with the Queen. I'm also on TikTok, Crafting with the Queen. And I do have a Facebook, which is Crafting with the Queen. Please join us there. If you have any other questions, leave a comment below, and I will try to get back with you. And then also, the items that I used today, I will have a link below as well on what I use. Until next time, we'll see you in the next video, and thank you so much. You guys have a great day.